folks, what's up? This is Michael, yet once again in the wee hours of the dead of night with your daily trivia question, and I hope everybody's weekend is going good. We got one more day left. It's easy like Sunday, and as I'm fond of saying, I'm going to try with everything I can to keep it that way. That's for sure, and I hope you can do the same as well. So it's cold all over again. The rain brought a cold front through, so we're like freezing. But that's the way it goes. What can I tell you? Hopefully it'll warm up this week. So the answer to the previous trivia question was, of course, what was known as the Yalta Conference. The Yalta Conference took place in the Russian resort town of Crimea. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. If I am, then please forgive me. And this lasted 7 days, from February the 4th, which was the focus of the trivia question, to February 11th in 1945. This was during the final phases of World War II. It involved what were known as the three Allied leaders. So for us, that of course meant Franklin Roosevelt. For the UK, that was Winston Churchill, and the Soviet premier leader, who at the time was considered an ally of ours, Mr. Joseph Stalin. Important decisions were made at this meeting regarding the future progress of the war and the post-war world. The three Allied leaders could foresee European conflicts ending without really any problem, but not necessarily the Pacific War. So Roosevelt and Churchill needed Stalin's crucial participation in what was known as the Pacific Theater, as they referred to it as, and they needed to pound out this post-war governing of Germany in the wake of liberating everyone really from the Nazi regime. So those were kind of some aspects of what was going on. Initially, the Yalta Conference was viewed as a celebration of sorts and proof that the U.S. and the Soviets could cooperate, could work together in a post-war period. However, this celebration and positive view on the whole thing was short-lived. Remember, Roosevelt died 2 months after this. He was in poor health anyways. So when Truman's administration came in, they clashed with the Soviets over their influence in Eastern Europe. Roosevelt was actually criticized later on for, quote-unquote, handing over Eastern Europe. And that's kind of how it was viewed in Northeast Asia, really, to the Soviet Union. Just to, my kind of take on the whole thing, just to kind of give him where credit is due. Imagine Roosevelt going into this, and there's no blueprint for this. Okay, you got three kind of power leaders up against Japan and the Nazi regime. So you got the Pacific war going on with European conflicts and so forth. There's no blueprint for this, and you got to kind of wheel and deal. You got to pound these things out. And so he knew he had Churchill on his side, but he had to deal with Stalin as well. So I don't know if I would have criticized him too much, but that's how that played out. Churchill would reiterate this sentiment when he later delivered his famous speech declaring that an iron curtain had fallen across Eastern Europe, and that basically the positive aspects of the Yalta Conference with Stalin were kind of falling apart. This signaled a definitive end to cooperation between the Soviet Union and these Western allies, to include us. In other words, folks, let the Cold War begin. All right, folks, let's get to a easy Sunday for us all so we can start off this week. For February 5th, today's trivia question: on this day in 1971, during a live broadcast from the lunar surface and in the middle of perhaps the biggest sand trap ever, this astronaut is the first person ever to hit a golf ball on the moon. Have a good Sunday, folks, and keep it easy. Thanks for all you do.